Hey guys, so I am Brittney Golden, Brianna's best friend. And today we're going to talk a little bit about entrepreneurship, the new journey to entrepreneurship. Well, it's not a new journey, it's a journey, but it's a new space for Bri, and she has so much to share. So I want to first toast as a congratulations, Brianna, because it's been a long time coming. We've had multiple conversations about entrepreneurship and ideas and everything, and you were always consistent with knowing that it's going to come, and patient and faithful, and I just want to commend you because I think you're absolutely amazing and your future is bright, friend.
Thank you.
So cheers. You are very welcome.
I've taken a walk on the dark side.
It's actually the brighter side, low key. So let's talk about this journey, girl. Like who is Brianna and what is this new entrepreneur journey like for you?
Oh yeah, who is Brianna? Well, I grew up in a family where I was always motivated that I could do anything I wanted to do. So shout out to my village, my family. I was never told like what I couldn't do. So I always grew up like knowing I could do anything I put my mind to. And there were numerous things thrown out. My daddy wanted me to be a news reporter, so we would always watch the news. My grandmother, she currently wants me to go work for Tyler Perry Studios.
Yes.
But you know, I grew up, I was a family hairstylist. I helped my grandmother get ready a lot. I started doing like my friend's hair in college. I always had like a little hustle going, like even when I wasn't making money. My friends would pay me sometimes, but I would just like do it for free. Now my first little taste at hustling out came in college, where I started feeling like, don't judge me or sue me, okay?
Free zone.
But I was selling like knockoff purses in college and was making money. Like was making money. Would go to like Hardware and they tell you like come to the room in the back. You buy the little like knockoff purses for like $30, and hell, at like college, ain't nobody about to pay like $1,400 for a Louis. Like some people kind of had that kind of money, but a lot of people didn't. So that was like my first little taste of like hustling. Mm-hmm. And
did you like it?
Making money, I did.
Okay.
I did. So I always say that to know, like I always knew like I just had like a hustler spirit about me, and I always knew that I never really knew like what I wanted to do, but you know, I just hustled. So I ended up working in retail. Retail was my passion. People were my passion. People still are my passion. So I got my first job was at Marble Slab, like selling ice cream. Then I worked at Wendy's. And then my first real job, I would say, was an assistant manager at a teacher supply store called Teacher Heaven. I worked there for 4 years. Then I left, went to a company that's no longer in existence called Tax Masters, where we help people like resolve their IRS debt. I was there for maybe like 2 years. And then I went to DSW, where I worked like part-time. I then got a real taste of money, being her friend, joining the waitressing industry, working at Prospect Park.
Scott Gardner's.
Well, okay, yes, I'm so sorry. Before it was Prospect Park, it was Scott Gardner. So I was a Scotty Hottie. I didn't have a long of run as a lot of the Scotty Hotties, but I was a Scotty Hottie, and started bartending there. Oh, and before that, I was a waitress at Grooves. So I waitressed at Grooves, and then I worked at Scott Gardner's, and then Social Junkie.
Baby.
So I worked at Social Junkie for a little bit, and that's where I got a taste of like, dang, like you can like hustle. You can hustle. And while I was doing a lot of these jobs, especially in the bar industry, I was working like making more money in like the bar industry than I was like at work. So From there, y'all, worked at Nordstrom, was a sales associate there, worked for United Healthcare. I mean, like, what haven't I done? Worked at Tory Burch, love that company. And most recently, I worked at Chase. That was my last stint where I became a licensed banker. I became licensed to sell securities, licensed to sell life insurance. And, you know, while I was there, I really started working on my mindset. So, that is kind of what led to me actually taking the jump. Is me working on my mindset.
So if you had to name or list like one or two, you know, mindset affirmations or beliefs or something of that nature on that journey that helped you take that jump that you just took from Chase into full-time entrepreneurship, what would that, like, what does that look like for you? Like, what are some things that you would tell yourself on a daily basis or write down, or like what was the mindset control or attribution to that jump that made it happen and made it possible for you?
Well, I would say, like, I was raised in church, okay? And being raised in church, like, you know, I knew a lot about faith, I knew a lot about God, but in 2020, I like tapped into like spirituality, because I'll say church always made it feel like God was like external, right? And like once I started listening to Bob Proctor and I started listening to like Abraham Hicks teachings, I found out that like everything I need is internal, like everything is inside of me. So I don't have to look to anything outside of me. And I mean, you always hear that, but that's when I really, really got it. So, you know, Bob Proctor talked a lot about making a list of daily affirmations, saying like, I'm so happy and grateful now, and you just like fill it in with whatever it is that you want. So I wrote down, and I literally made my first I'm so happy and grateful now list in June of 2020, okay? So in June of 2020, I had a long list of things that I was so happy and grateful for, and one of them was that I am a full-time entrepreneur. So that was like January 2021 is when I fully became, like, when I left my job. So I started in June 2020, just writing out, and I look at it every day. I'm so happy and grateful now that I attract wealth. I'm so happy and grateful now that multiple money flows to me through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that my family is in perfect health. I'm so happy and grateful now that I am healthy. My body is snatched, like whatever it is that I wanted. So whatever it is that I wanted, I just wrote down, like, I am so happy and grateful now that I can buy, like, you know, nice gifts for people, you know, like, and so reading that every day, you know, and also listening to Abraham Hicks teachings, which talked about like not stressing, not worry, like your life is like, everything is lining up for you, everything is working out for you, you just have to trust it. And I mean, like, I had to get out of my own way and realize that, like, just start paying attention. Like, I had to, like, get a lot of stuff off my plate and start listening, because your life will show you signs. Like, if you pay attention to your life and you just sit back and you stop being so busy. I mean, there are seasons where you have to be busy, but there are seasons where you have to sit and you have to listen, and you have to, like, pay attention to all of the opportunity that's around you. So that's all that I started doing. And I mean, 7 months later, here we are. And I have been talking about becoming an entrepreneur for literally probably a decade. And literally, like, I went through a shift in 2020, and here we are in 2021.
And she has joined the other side, okay?
And I'm on the other side now. So, and the thing is, you know, I've had plenty of businesses. I did have a jewelry company and
Stylish Compliments.
Stylish Compliments.
All right, yes.
So Stylish Compliments was my first baby where I was selling jewelry, and then I did Addicted to Black, and I really don't know the future of Addicted to Black right now, but it is something that I had to shelf because when I was getting licensed, there was no way that I could study and run the business, so I was not able to be consistent. But I say all of that to say, like, Addicted to Black was the way that I thought that I was like leaving corporate America, and it was not the way. So that is why you have to be open to new opportunities, because it may not come the way that you think that it's going to come, but that doesn't mean that it's not going to come.
Okay. So this is probably gonna be my last question, but I'm curious to know, like, at what point do you know that the time is now? Like, so if there's been, you know, several different businesses that you had before, and, you know, you were still working in corporate America, but it wasn't until now, this time, like you started doing your affirmations, you started working on your mindset. Was it just that, or did you feel like you sat long enough? You know, like, just what was it that it just clicked and was like, okay, the time is now?
A word that comes to me when you say that, which I don't know if this is my word for 2021, but you've heard me say this word a lot.
Probably yesterday.
Is alignment. I was like, I got in alignment, like, with myself, with who I was. Like, I figured out, who am I? What do I want? What opportunities will get me to what I want? And I stopped saying no when opportunities would come my way. Like, you can't accept every opportunity, but if you say no to everything, you know, and this is different for everybody, you know, some stuff you gotta stay in alignment for, but I just got an alignment and an opportunity, you know, multiple opportunities have come to me, and I mean, like, that's what it was. It's just being in alignment, being in tune with myself. I had to drown out the noise and stop listening to everybody. I had to stop listening to what everybody else's plan for my life was, and start just paying attention to, like, my plan for my life, and just being open, not being so, like, closed and saying no. Like, instead of thinking like, well, this could go wrong, and what about my bills, and what about this? Once you get in alignment with yourself, you start looking over your past, and you start realizing that everything works in your favor. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that kind of wipes out fear. So I would say that I got rid of fear, and I really just, like, started wondering what could go right instead of telling myself, like, what could go wrong. And I, like, basically was doubting my own potential. I think, like, in the past, I didn't believe in myself.
That's a word.
I didn't believe in myself.
That's a word. Well, friend, as always, I'm always proud of you. I'm always your #1 fan, and I'm so proud of you, and I'm just excited to be on this journey with you. I want to watch you. I want to see you evolve. I want to support you and see you win forever and ever, as long as we're friends and breathing in this world. I love you so much.
And and she's been pushing. She's always, like, pushing me, you know. And sometimes when you have a friend that's pushing you, it can be annoying sometimes. But once you start looking and paying attention and listening and being open to feedback and realizing that you don't have all the answers and that there are smarter people than you, then you get rid of your ego and you just start listening. So,
and that mistakes are gonna happen, and that you can fail forward, and that's a part of the journey.
It is a part of the journey. So here's to failing forward and to entrepreneurship.
And friends for infinity and beyond.
Life. Coming to a day party. You!
All right, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this, and cheers to you guys too.
Bob, like, trying to, like, all right. I thought my bob had a little static.
All right. Cheers, friends.
Cheers.